After writing a long post explaining all the reasons why I wasn't going to buy this, I went ahead and bought this. At first glance, the song selection on the first 2 discs and the 2-disc version really resembles the 1970 to 2002 Greatest Hits collection, except for leaving out a few things like Levon, which I would have included rather than something like Honky Cat. Some have also noted how this, once again, seems to completely ignore the fact that the Tumbleweed Connection album exists, which is odd considering how critics just love to compare every album he comes out with this. It also replaces the studio version of Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me with the live version with George Michael. Some other complaints might be that the songs are not in chronological order, and above all, that this has been done before. It's basically tacking on a few extra songs that are more recent. I like that it has Song for Guy, but it's disappointing that it leaves off things like Funeral for a Friend. I could probably go the rest of my life without ever hearing Your Song or Crocodile Rock again, but I suppose they're the ones everyone knows. I can't even go to the grocery store without hearing Bennie and the Jets. On the other hand, Victim of Love was certainly a weird thing to include. Even though this was the anniversary of Elton and Bennie having worked together for 50 years, this does seem like just another rehashed greatest hits collection with nothing new. If you have all his albums, you probably have all or most of this, despite the fact that a few collaborations aren't on his studio albums. I checked and I already have every single song or on at least one other release. Collections are great for casual fans who only know him from the radio or Lion King or something, but it's hardly interesting for die-hard fans with 11 copies of Captain Fantastic. And yet, I bought it anyway because I'm apparently a sucker and was lured in by the book and the fact that Amazon's price was half as much as the price on the official site. How many greatest hits collections does a person need, though? I realize Elton has an unusually large number of songs that would qualify, but why not just re-release the older ones if there is no huge difference? Still, the packaging is nice. The postcards are nice, and I'd still rather have actual photos that I haven't seen instead of artistic renderings, though. The book has pictures of the singles and annotations on each of them. I'm not even sure I'm ever going to listen to this, since I prefer listening to albums in their entirety rather than collections. I still think To Be Continued and Rare Masters are the only decent and interesting collections, and I would rather have had a continuation of either of these. There are still Elton John songs that are only ever have been released on vinyl as B-sides, so why not release some of those? And there must be plenty of demos and live recordings in the vaults, so why not release those as bonus discs? It just feels like a missed opportunity, since no real new material has been released. Still, it's nice packaging and worthwhile if you like collections, only have his more popular songs, or you don't have all his albums. I can't really justify recommending this to longtime fans to buy because they really won't be getting anything new, though.